Isolation. Why do we fear it? Why do we run away from it? When that is where we came from, that is our domain. That is our real home. We all came alone, and we will all go alone. We must walk that path and realize that dance that leads us to our final home, our final destination of rest. After playing the dance of this world, the only thing that is left is to finally come home. That is the dance we are all playing to simply understand our true place in this world.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it seems like it's been ages since I've been here in this studio, because you gotta understand, in the digital age, 2 days off, it's like two weeks off. It just feels like that in the digital age, where you guys see me like uploading 4 times a week, and then boom, suddenly none's happening since last, literally what, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Now you are seeing a regular programming. And I was traveling, as you saw, Chicago, and then I was like, I was screaming and yelling at my animator who was making this absolutely amazing logo. I'm like, dude, I need this to be done. I wanted to put it on my Chicago video. Anyway, so yes, welcome to our last dance of Rahu Ketu axis. And thank God I no longer have to dance anymore. I don't know why I did that. It was like a responsibility. Literally, it was like a responsibility. Like, I'm making this video. If I don't dance, people are not going to like that. Like, come on. What the hell am I saying? What the hell came all the way to dancing? Why did it come to my dancing? Anyway, so today we're going to be discussing Rahu in the 12th house, Ketu in the 6th house, and what happened when this axis forms in the 12th and 6th house of your particular horoscope. And as always, if you do not know where your Rahu is, where your Ketu is, what other planetary placements you have, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, Aspects, and Mahadashas at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations and reading at this link. So, let's start with our last axis video. So, what does the 12th house deals with, where now Rahu is sitting? 12th house represents endings, moksha, enlightenment, isolation, away from the normal civilized society, represents bed pleasures, addictions. Because bed pleasure is also addiction. It gives you that pleasure for those 10 seconds where like, oh my God, I need it more now. And one thing leads to another, where from sexual pleasure, it becomes substance pleasure, or maybe even very unusual pleasures. 12th house represents the astral world, the astral plane. It represents pretty much your dharmic evolution. It represents, 12th house represents so many things. It can represent expenses for you. It can represent gain of your family. It can represent the karma of your younger siblings. We can go on and on. It can represent dharma for your mother. But that's 12th house. Then sixth house represents completely opposite of isolation. It's about the daily hurdles. It's about the daily routines. It's about mixing and mingling and just dealing with the daily grind. You know, like you see those everybody in the morning sees people on freeway, on road, just grinding, honking at each other, especially in India, where honking is just as normal as breathing. That's daily grind. Like you're doing your daily routine. You wake up and you drink your tea or drink your coffee, you take a shower, blah, 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 read your newspaper, get in your car, get on the freeway. These are daily routines. Sixth house also represents health, wellness, enemies, competition, disputes, mistresses, many, many things. So now you have the north node of the moon and south node of the moon on this axis. So Rahu is in the 12th house, Ketu is in the 6th house. So Rahu represents your future. Rahu represents your inexperienced future and past. Like I'm living right now, right? I'm not sure what's going to happen next. I'm anticipating. If situation happens, I learn and take care of it. You know, like for example, when I got this house, I didn't realize that, I have to pay HOA, like homeowners association fees. And I'm like, what? I thought it was already taken out from my mortgage. Oh my God, now what is this? Now I have to call these people, then these people, and I have to fill out this form. Now I have to set up my monthly payment for my, HOA fees, monthly HOA fees. I'm like, what the hell? Because they were sending me like, you're past due, $500. I'm like, what? Why do I owe you $500 for? So it's a new experience that Rahu gave me that, hey, you got to learn about these things. You got to know when you're in a community which is nice, where they're taking care of everything every day, mowing your lawn and making all the trees look nice, making the roads clean. It costs money more than just the property tax. That's Rahu. And then Rahu also brings those illusions and delusions of the future. I'm going to be a movie star. I'm going to be the celebrity. I'm going to have this money. I want that jewelry. And at the same time, Rahu is the asura that creates everything. Everything that you love in this world is created by Rahu. Whatever you can think of. You love movies? Rahu. You love music? Rahu. You love TV shows? Rahu. You love the internet? Rahu. You love YouTube? Rahu. Everything is Rahu. And the reason why I said music, even though music is Jupiter and Venus, classical arts and music, but guess how you listen to music nowadays? On your smartphone. Forget even iPod. You listen to it on your smartphone, or you log onto YouTube and just type in the song that you want to listen to, you listen to the song. It's Rahu. Then comes Ketu. Ketu represents who you truly are. Why? Because it represents the experiences of the past. Of all your accumulation of past lives are stored in Ketu. Moon and Ketu, like moon represents this hard drive. Okay? And moon, that hard drive needs a Wi-Fi connection, which is Ketu. Because remember, whatever you remember in your mind, there's no storage up here. Remember that. The storage is in the cloud drive, known as consciousness. This is just the procedure to extract that information from the cloud. So that's what Ketu is. Ketu represents isolation, moksha, enlightenment, spirituality, occult, mysticism, sorcery. Ketu represents, like sharp objects, surgeries, unusual things, unusual health. So that's what Ketu is. Now you have this in the 4th and 6th axis. So what is that? What are they doing? Well, what this shows me is that your entire life goes into dancing. You're literally doing Kathak and dancing about escaping from your daily responsibilities, escaping from your daily grind. Because remember, Ketu rejects wherever you are. Wherever Ketu sits, it's going to reject that part. It's like, I have dealt with this. I don't need this. I don't want this. But then Rahu, Swayabharu on the other side, says, Oh, I like that. I think you should want that. But I think you should want this. It's Rahu that really creates this pendulum that goes back and forth. Go to Ketu, come back to me. Go to Ketu, come back to me. So here a person is looking for pleasures. Person like this person, Rahu in the 12th house, is not experiencing sexual pleasures. They may have to make some mistakes. You know, if they're virgin, their first one, the first interaction would be worse. Then they learn from it. Second interaction, they're a little bit better. Third interaction, okay, they're getting better at it. Then Rahu starts loving that pleasurable feeling that, okay, this is great, I like it. Rahu is the type of planet that makes a person wants to travel to foreign places, foreign lands. These people love aviation and space and aerospace, astronomy, philosophical, spiritual discussions, dharmic discussions. They love that. But then what happens is the frustration comes because Ketu is in the 6th house. And wherever Ketu is, remember 6th house especially is known as the house of prarabdha karma. The karmas that you must pay back in this life, karmas that you cannot escape, no gemstones, nothing can help you escape it unless, of course, if you get a blessing from Yogananda. He can only, and even then, he can only decrease it to a certain point. You just have to do it. So here Ketu, and Ketu, wherever Ketu sits in your chart, you always have to repay some karma related to that house. So in the 6th house shows that one will be frustrated with dealing with everyday work routines, daily work life, dealing with health, dealing with debts. You just want to escape all of this. However, here's the tricky thing. Wherever Ketu is, you always go back and rely on that. You always have to rely on that. So if you want to escape to Rahu, you want to go to foreign lands, you want to go to some brothel in foreign lands and just have yourself a greatest time. What do you need for that? Money. How does the money come? You have to do daily work. You have to daily grind. And so what happens is when you seek pleasure of the 12th house, you soak it in so much that you really get tired of it. That's one. Number two, you need some funds to attain those pleasures. You can walk in a brothel with an empty wallet, whichever country allows that nowadays. You got to work. So here a person actually feels better, like, oh, I'm back in my grind, I'm back in my daily work routines. I like this, let's make money. But the thing about Ketu and Rahu is wherever they sit, especially with Ketu being in the 6th house, you do not want to do the regular daily work routines. You're trying to do something which is unusual against the social norms of society. That's the difference here. Both Rahu and Ketu are outcast planet. Wherever they sit, you're going to be outcasted from that house. So for you to do mundane daily work, that's not you. You got to be doing something unusual. You got to be doing something different. Only then Ketu will make you feel satisfied. Because otherwise, your daily grind, the daily work routines as an office clerk or office person, government officer, you've done all these things. There's no need to seek pleasure from it. But the other side of Ketu wants to seek the 6th house to do something different with it. So maybe these people will be involved in non-profit organization, social welfare, social reform, even doing spiritual work so they can understand their escape. And ultimately, Rahu in the 12th house makes a person very adamant and obsessed about seeking enlightenment. Early on, they will not be. Early on, they will seek pleasure. Remember, it's a learning lesson with Rahu. Unless Rahu is in a particular yoga, let's say if it's an Vrinchi yoga, formed by Jupiter and Saturn and the 5th Lord, sure, it'll give you that spiritual inclinations. But here it wants to seek everything through a shortcut. So experimenting with drugs, LSD, sexual pleasures. Like your private life. See, 12th house is your hidden life. Like the 8th house and 4th house. This is why moksha triangle are moksha triangle, but also there are your private houses. Houses that people don't see. So you do all kinds of unusual things in the 12th house. And naturally, because Rahu represents your mission in this life, your goals in this life, what you're here to accomplish in this life, Rahu always takes a person to foreign lands, foreign places, either permanently or at least for a long term. You will see foreign lands. Now, there are other isolated places that can occur with other yogas being formed. 12th house is asylums, hospitals, jails, laboratories, all of these things. Rahu seeks that isolation or gets that isolation. Okay, so this is the dance you're always doing. But remember, you're always pushing forward where Rahu is. Because Rahu is that paternal lineage. Rahu is the lineage you're pushing forward. Whether it's the end of the lineage or whether you're going to come back and be something else, it is always Rahu you're following. But you take the guidance of Ketu. You take the help of Ketu to reach Rahu, to make Rahu the expert. Okay? So guys, this is my analysis of Rahu Ketu, 12th and 6th house axis last dance. But there'll be more stuff coming. So if you're new to my channel, subscribe below. Again, if you don't know where your Rahu Ketu are, all my books, reports, consultations, for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. And also remember, I think I will announce it on my Facebook or something in the next 2-3 days. My t-shirts finally going on sale. All right. Bye-bye.